So on today's show, thank you all for joining me on this Eve Live. As we know, during this time of year, a lot of people, families, specifically women, deal with different type of health, just mental health issues. So I'm gonna address this topic today. I'm gonna address the topic. People, families, specifically women, deal with. So I'm gonna address this topic. Today. It's gonna be about mental health. It is gonna be about mental health. And then from there, we're gonna look at a Taraji P. Henson and a Tamar Braxton video. So that video was sent to me by Miss Taniki Richards. So thank you, Miss Taniki, for sending me that video. So I'm gonna review that video, and from the video, we're gonna go into we're gonna go into the details of it. But first, I have a huge public service announcement. Okay, thank you. Who sent me that? Call me Chuck. I think it's call me Chuck _ Call me Chuck _ send me a very important message that I think everyone needs to know about Instagram. So let me share my screen. This is my huge public service announcement. Then we're gonna go right into the show. Okay. So I'm gonna share this public service announcement about Instagram. Okay. I'm gonna share this, and then we're gonna go into the video. Okay. So I think this is important for everybody to know.
On Instagram. So this is going to be an important announcement here. In regards to keeping up with me, I'm fixing my phone so it stays. So I'll be wiggling it around here. All right. So here's the deal. I'm going to read. Hi, Patricia. How are you? Happy Saturday. I said I'd see you guys next week, but then my boyfriend reminded me tomorrow is the day that Instagram gets to come in and take over our lives through our devices. So I will be uninstalling Instagram. Uninstalling Instagram off my phone.
I'm sorry.
I will not be on this page. You guys need to come over to Seeking and Speaking Your Inner Truth on Mighty Networks with Carmen and Diane. I'm going to create.
Hold on, I'm making sure everybody can hear this.
For you guys to track and follow. But right now, I'm going to quick if you are not aware of what's going on with Instagram's new policy starting tomorrow. Well, tonight at midnight, you guys, I'm going to read it to you. Pay attention. If I were you, I would uninstall Instagram. I did not realize this was coming so quickly. So I'm going to read to you. Here is from Raw Juice Guru, who posted this. Hi, Fireflies. How are you? Here's the deal. For those of you who haven't taken the time to read through Instagram's new policy, it goes into effect on the 20th, which is tomorrow. Here are a few things that Raw Juice Guru highlighted here. Hi there. What does that say? Phil DeFlores. Hi, guys. Okay. Number one, you guys, on the slides with the policy for Instagram starting tomorrow. Yes, you're welcome. I'm happy to see you too, Patricia. When you read this, it says Instagram can view and analyze everything that is viewed through your camera. Everything that is recorded and analyzed. So right now, if this were tomorrow on December the 20th, right now, Instagram would be viewing me talking to you guys. They would be recording this and analyzing this legally. Number two, Instagram now has the right to copy your address book, your call log, and your SMS history. So remember that. Now, so if I'm on any of your call logs, your address books, please take me out. That would be fantastic. If you decide not to uninstall Instagram, I don't want anything to do with this. Number three, studies show that when you look at your screen and for how long while having access to your camera to diagnose your facial reactions, this is going to help them mold propaganda that will be more accepted by society. This is the new policy going into place on Instagram tomorrow. You guys, I want you to share this video with everybody you know and think about taking your Instagram off your phones. Number five, they collect every bit of information from whatever device you are using. And number six, collects every bit of information of everything you've ever searched, typed, watched, downloaded, anything you've ever done on any device you use Instagram on, and whatever device you've connected a Bluetooth to. Are you guys scared as shit yet that this is able to happen? All right, let me open up the last part of this. And it says, slide number 5, collects every bit of information from whatever device you're using. So texts, all of that stuff, you guys, collects every bit of information of everything you've ever searched, typed, watched. I think I already just read that, didn't I? I did read that one already. They can share this information with whoever they are affiliated with. Now, remember who their partners are. You guys know who owns this channel that we're on right now, don't you? So here's my announcement. I will not be on here at all until I figure out if I can get a device, which my boyfriend Andy was telling me about. You know, get a device that has absolutely no personal information on it, and then set up an IG account from there that I don't care whatever's on there. We're going to just wipe clean an iPad or something like that, or get a phone. It's just an extra step to stay in communication with you guys, but eventually I'm going off of here altogether. So go over to Mighty Networks. Please go over there right now, you guys, and get on Seeking and Speaking Your Inner Truth with Carmen and Diane.
Okay.
If you
so, hope you all just heard that. Okay, did you all just hear that? So that was the public service announcement that I had. So the public service announcement that I just shared, if you didn't know, is saying this, that Instagram is able, anybody that still has Instagram as an app on their phone after December 20th, so December 20th and on, and y'all know today is December 24th, so that means December 20th and on, Instagram, if an Instagram app is downloaded on your phone, they can take your address book, all the contacts in your phone, all your texts, and all of your call log, use it, sell it without you knowing. They also can hack your camera, use your camera without you knowing when they're using it. They're going to take facial recognition, diagnose your facial expressions, and use it for whatever media purpose that they deem useful. But the one she just read that saying to give better content to the user, which means I don't know what that means. Let me decide what content I want to read or not. So because of that, I did uninstall Instagram off my phone today. Of course, I'm 4 days behind the day. So that means they still got all the information anyway. It just really means from here on, they won't get the information. So I just thought it was important for you all to know, if it was up to you to take Instagram off your phone. So that'd be up to you. All right. So that was my public service announcement for today. Hey, everybody. Hey, Madison. How you doing, love? All right. So I'm finna get into the my videos. Okay, let's go into this. All right. If y'all didn't know, and matter of fact, I could have shared with y'all who posted that video. It's an Instagram video too. It's on Instagram. So I just use Instagram through my computer. So now I just log in like through the website and use Instagram instead of as an app. Okay. So let's see this. We got to look at this right here for, okay, my video now with Taraji. Okay. So if y'all didn't know, Taraji P. Henson has a new show. I do like it. So she has a new show on Facebook. It's called Peace of Mind with Taraji. It's a good show. It's for mental health. They address mental health. So a video was sent to me by Miss Taniki Richards. Thank you, Miss Taniki, for sending me that. Thank you, Call Me Chuck, for sending me the Instagram video. All right. So she sent it, and I said, this is a good time of year to be talking about mental health. So I'm about to share that video, and then I'll just go from there. All right. Hold on.
On this Peace of Mind with Taraji.
Okay. Let me make sure everybody can hear. All right. So this is called Peace of Mind with Taraji. This is featuring Tamar Braxton about her suicide attempts, her mental breakdown. Taraji P. Henson is also talking about her mental health breakdown and how she considered committing suicide. So we're going to share this. We're going to watch this video, and then I get my commentary. Basically, I react to it as we watch it. All right.
We're going to be real, right? Real.
Tamar Braxton opens up about her mental breakdown.
I wanted to die.
I just didn't see another way out. I'm an independent Black woman. I can do whatever. I can be anything. I can get over anything. And that was a bunch of bull.
Yeah. Then Mother Shelley and daughter Bree opened up about their own struggles with mental breakdown.
I asked God to kill me.
If God did it, then my daughter wouldn't have to utter the words. The darker you are, the stronger you are expected to be.
Oh. Give me a tissue, damn it.
Is it me? Or are you getting tired of hearing the strong Black woman? Oh,
Here, one more day.
It's just so annoying because
Okay, hold on. Let me reload that video. Now, while that video is reloading, let me talk about that. All right. While that video is reloading, let me talk about that for a minute. Okay, so we as melanated women, we really need to understand that calling ourselves strong is not a good thing. It's just simply not a good thing to call ourselves strong. Calling ourselves strong means it's almost like saying, I don't need help. I'm never vulnerable. I got this all figured out. Nothing is really going to be getting to me. Nothing affects me. I got it all together. So let's look at this. When you say strong, what do you think of? Let's say a bodybuilder. Let's say a bodybuilder is strong. Now, as a woman, right, would you want someone to view you as being strong as a bodybuilder? Would you want to? So these are the things that we must look at when we say things like, oh, I'm a strong Black woman. I don't like people to say that to me. And literally maybe 3 times in the last week, somebody called me, oh, you such a strong woman. And I said, no, I'm not. Please don't call me strong. Please do not call me strong. I do not want to be called or considered strong because I understand the squeaky wheel gets the oil, not someone who's representative of this strong bodybuilder. I don't want anyone to think I'm strong as a bodybuilder. So, and when we call ourselves strong as women, that means no one needs to come to our rescue. And I never want it to be a case where a man is not trying to come to my rescue. Do we get that? I want my man to come to my rescue. Or not my man, a man that's around to, I don't care if it's pick up a bag, open the door. Oh my God, I dropped some, whatever it is, come to my rescue. I'm not strong. I need help. I love the support. I need it. So strong is just something that I learned. We have to stop saying that as women. We don't, and I'm going to go into what constantly saying that does to a woman. What constantly saying I'm a strong woman does to you. It's just not good. So it's a lot of health conditions that come with that. So let me okay. Give me 1 second. All right, let me share my screen again. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to get back into the video. It had problems playing. Now we should be good to go. So this is now Taraji with Tamar. Well, before Tamar comes.
Real, right?
Yeah.
Like real.
Tamar Braxton opens up about her mental breakdown.
I wanted to die. I just didn't see another way out. I'm an independent Black woman. I can do whatever. I can be anything. I can get over anything. And that was a bunch of bull.
Yeah. Then Mother Shelley and daughter Bree open up about their own struggles with mental breakdown.
I asked God to kill me. If God did it, then
My shit is skipping. Hold on, y'all. This is
my
really
daughter would
skipping.
have to utter the words.
Hold on.
The darker you are, the stronger you are expected to be.
Oh, give me a tissue, damn it.
Is it me, or are you getting tired of hearing the strong black woman? Oh, Lord,
Here, one more day, one more day.
It's just so annoying because when were we charged to be the backbone of everything and everybody?
No, from 400 years ago.
Yeah, slavery. I guess we were raising everybody else's children and our own. I remember when I started my education, and I went to HBCU, Howard University, HU, you know, and I just remember hearing that phrase, strong black woman, and at the time, it meant so much. It gave me such a sense of pride being at the bottom of the totem pole. It's almost like our armor, our leg. This is us, hear us more, right? But then as time go on, you become a young mother. You are now in the work world, and then that term begins to become a stigma.
Yeah. It's heavy.
We have been conditioned to push through.
It's in your workplace. It's at home.
Yep.
You know, it's a lot of single mamas out here.
Speaking of single
Now let's do that.
mamas,
Yes.
I am so happy that here.
Okay. Now let's talk about what she just said. She just said, where did this strong black woman title come from? Let's think about where did that come from? Because the men did not give it to us. Let's think about where that came from. Strong black woman came from in the 60s when that women's liberation movement, later more modern day today, feminist movement, and that whole I'm independent, I'm strong, I don't need a man, I can do it all on my own. So literally women took the time to label themselves as they so-called locked arms with other race of women to say that men are controlling, men are in the way, basically, and I'm a strong black independent woman and I don't need a man. That was the worst thing that we could have said as women. So women, actually, melanated women actually gave this term to ourselves. Then, okay, so this is now the 60s, the 70s. Remember, now it's Section 8 programs being ushered in, the crack epidemic getting ushered in, the crime bill was ushered in. So our men was disproportionately affected and jailed and gave harsh sentences for what? For minor offenses, right? Non-violent offenses. So with that being the case, we decided that we're going to take this label and say that we decided on our own that we didn't need a man. Okay. So that wasn't a good idea to do that. Okay. So, Hassan says, I disagree with that statement. People expect you to be decent, not stronger if you are darker. Okay. I know I heard in the clip how she said, you know, strong, the darker you are, the stronger you are. But that's the mindset we took on with all these pictures like this and all that. And even though we were in the Black Panther movement, the women did not have to be as militant as the men. The men were the ones who were strong and took on all the heavy lifting. We should have left it like that. That's just the way it should have been. And Hassan say no accountability, and it came from the women, and they burned bras and etc. Yes, they did. Thanks, Madison. Thanks. Good information. Thanks. So I'm just saying that when we take on the identity of saying we're strong, we're independent, we don't need a man, then now the man has either no value in your life or he has a awkward place in your life. Because how can the man truly come into your life, love you, you cherish you, you respect him, if you literally are living under the belief system, I don't need a man. I don't need a man for anything, which we know that is the difficult, the dumbest, I'm sorry, the statement a woman can ever make, for the simple fact you cannot make children without a man. So how is it that you don't need a man for anything? And yet we did not stop having children. We continue having children. We just pushed the man to the side, stripped him of his value, and said we don't need him for anything. And now we have all these single mothers. 8 out of 10 mothers in our community are single moms, which is not good. And so we see what's happening. Homelessness on the rise. Just mental illness, just so many things are on the rise when we have these single mothers. Okay. And I'm going to go into more depth and really talk about, and I had articles up here, but I'm going to really, really talk about, it was an article placed on self.com from a magazine, but it's online, about the illnesses and the stigma, literally the stigma. Let me talk about that before we go into Tamar, because Tamar coming up right next after this. The stigma of a strong Black woman. First of all, just a woman that says that, a woman that says she's a strong Black woman has a higher mortality rate than a woman who does not say that. It's an actual study on it, okay? Strong, it just means you don't need help. No one needs to come help you, rescue you, be there for you, cuddle you, give you comfort, be there for you, have your back. So, just as a woman, I wouldn't understand why we would want to say, I don't need a man for anything, when we still having the children. So what do we want to have all these children and not have a man around to help us with them? And then our mindset is, well, whatever with the dad, I get me another man. So we have children by one man, and then we go be with another man, go get another man for him to take care of our children. Okay, so that don't make sense, right? So let me just go over the issues, the health issues that stem. Let me stop sharing my screen. So these are the health issues that actually stem from not having a man. And they also stem from it's called the stigma of the strong Black woman and illnesses she disproportionately face. Like, that was the article. So it was from self.com. I'm gonna see if I could pull this article up for y'all. I'm gonna get this article going too for y'all. But at the same time, we really need to understand that that's not good. So let me see bookmarks. Here you go, right here. Okay, right here. I'm gonna go to the article and we're gonna go through this. We're gonna go through this article real quick. Let me share this. Because I really want women, all the women on here, any women watching or will watch, I really want them to understand that it's a lot of stress that come with trying to be a strong Black woman. It's a lot of stress with that, okay? It's a lot of stress with that. Okay, my Chrome ain't done, so don't worry about it. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me 1 second. My screen totally buffering. All right. I don't know. It's not letting me move. Give me 1 second. So if this is still allowing me, oh, it stopped. It stopped too. My screen is totally sticking. It's saying my internet is unresponsive. Okay, y'all, give me a second. We're going to go over this. Soon as this let me take it out. Soon as this let me move from the screen. If I have to go, I might have to go off this one and come back in if it don't let me. All right. I had to go out and come back in. Thank y'all for waiting with me. I don't know. It's tripping a little bit. It say Chrome was tripping a little bit. Well, I'm going to just read y'all the article. I was trying to really give you, I like to give the sources for the article. Let me give it to it. It's called from self.com. That's what I can get y'all, from self.com, and it's called 11 Health Conditions You Should Know If You're, eight, that's the second article, 8 diseases that disproportionately affect Black women's health. And this is from self.com. So right here it says, this is from self.com. Let us see. Okay, so it says heart disease, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, right? Breast cancer, cervical cancer, fibroids, uterine fibroids, which is basically tumors on your uterus, premature delivery. And we should know if your child is born prematurely, you might as well say that's almost like the first 10, 15 years of their life. You're going to have to keep them in quality healthcare to really overcome different things from, just issues that come from a premature birth. And then just think on top of that, if that child does not have the father there, now you're really going through all that alone. Just think about that, ladies. Okay. Sickle cell disease, sexually transmitted disease, HIV, AIDS, mental health issues such as stress, anxiety, depression, eating disorder, sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness. And then it said a sense of having to put more effort in than white women do. So this was really a study done, and this is what women said are the issues that they face every day, and especially even in the workplace. When they go to the doctor and the doctor asks them what's going on and things like that, where is the stress coming from? It said the stress is stemming from them feeling as if they have to deal with or work harder than their white counterpart. Okay, so that's crazy. So let's go right back to we're gonna go right back. So if that's being the case, if that's the case, I don't know why we steady want to be strong Black women. We should want to be women who need support, who need encouragement, who needs a man by our side, who wants to build a family, who does not want to be affected by these 11 health conditions if you a Black woman. And that's just the Black woman. We didn't even touch on, I wrote some more things down: racism, classism, sexism in the corporate America. You know how you work in corporate America, that glass ceiling, you don't really get the positions that the men are offered. So sexism, economic insecurity, right? We get paid less on average than men as women, especially in like entertainment business. What about being a single mother, the stresses of that, just being a mother, domestic violence, discrimination in hospital, which, death from childbirth, which is called maternal mortality, overweight and obesity, any sexual type of trauma, if you were forced or abused sexually or just shamed sexually, because sometimes we could be shamed sexually, which means you can feel bad for being a virgin at like 16, 17, 18, or you could feel pressured by your peers to have sex, or that you're waiting to have sex. So it's a lot of pressures that come from that. It's a lot of pressures. And then also access to healthcare, access to fresh produce and fruits and vegetables. So just better food on average that's available to us. And then, access to a quality gym to exercise. And in that article, it talked about how if a woman has a waistline bigger than 35 inches, that creates health problems in the woman. So if your waist is bigger than 35 inches, which is crazy because that's what, I don't know, that's not that big because my waist is like 33 and Cortina got 33. Usually I try to keep it 29, 28, but I done bumped up a couple inches due to me, not hitting a closed gym. It was closed. So, but I still could have just worked out. But because of that fact, the it caused health issues just being at a 35-inch waistline. And then also smoking cigarettes, alcohol consumption, and overeating. So these are the issues that absolutely disproportionately like affect women in different ways. And we have to remember, we as women, we are emotional creatures. So we can hoard and hold in the way we feel and what we go through emotionally. And if we don't have an outlet for like exercise or just being able to be relieved of a lot of responsibility, right, that having a man can help you with. So we hoard it all and carry it on our back, and it turned into these issues. These issues are really just from trying to be a strong Black woman, period, point blank. And then I have another article where I go over just health issues when you're pregnant. So we're going to go back into the Taraji. We're going to go back into the Taraji video and finish it up, because Tamar going to come and Tamar going to talk about how trying to live up to the stigma that was put on us by our, elders. You have to be a strong Black woman. You don't need no man, which is the dumbest thing we could tell our people, our women. And that's the dumbest thing you could say to men and say to children, but we do it. And because of that, it's an issue with just plain and simple our health, plain and simple. So let me let that low. My I don't know. Some today. Oh, it is raining. I'm sorry, y'all. It's raining crazy in Virginia. That's probably the reason. Hassan said before you work harder, you first have to work. What? I don't know what that means, Hassan. Before you work harder, you first have to work. I guess you're talking about like in the workplace, I guess. So I'm trying to let this Facebook upload. I'm sorry, y'all. It's like storming, raining in Virginia, and I guess that's what's making my internet slow. So let me pull this back up that we was just watching. Okay, it's up, and I'm gonna play the video for y'all. So I guess it's making it it was making it load slow. So once this is open, hold on, I got y'all. Okay. As soon as this open, we can do it. We can do it. I'm sorry, y'all. 1 second. I'm sorry. This is okay. As soon as I pull this video back up, we're gonna start again. Okay. All right. There we go. All right, let me share my screen.
On this piece of mind with Taraji, we're going to be real, right? Real.
Tamar Braxton opens up about her mental breakdown.
I wanted to die. I just didn't see another way out. I'm an independent Black woman. I can do whatever. I can be anything. I can get over anything. And a bunch of bull.
Yeah. Then Mother Shelley and daughter Bree open up about their own with mental breakdown.
I asked God to kill me.
If God did it, then
my daughter would have to utter the words.
the darker you are, the stronger you are expected to be.
Oh, give me a tissue, damn it.
Is it me, or are you getting tired of hearing the strong Black woman?
Oh, Lord, here one more day.
It's just so, because when were we charged to be the back thing and everybody?
No, I'm falling into your
Here we go. Yeah, slavery. I guess we were raising everybody else's children and our own. I remember when I started my education. I went to an HBCU, Howard University. No, and get it in. I just remember hearing that phrase, strong Black woman. And at the time, it meant so much. It gave me such a sense of pride being at the bottom of the totem pole. It's almost like our armor, our lady. This is us, hear us roar, right? But then as time you become a young mother, you are now in the work world, and then that term begins to become a stigma. Yeah. That weight gets heavy. We have been conditioned to push through.
It's in your workplace. It's at home.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of single mamas out here.
Speaking of single mamas,
Yes.
I am so happy that
See, look, now let me say this about this. And then she just said, it's a lot of single mamas out here. And then she said, Taraji said, speaking of single mamas, I'm so glad Tamar's here. See, that's another way that you're advocating being a single mom. We need to stop advocating that on any level. Even if a woman is doing it, we should not advocate or congratulate it like that. We should do that in private, congratulate, but in public say, we're changing it in our community. We have understood the detriments of a single motherhood. So from this point forward, we're no longer supporting that. We're supporting families moving forward, a man and a woman and with the child. That's what we're supporting. That's what should have been said. Okay, Hassan, he say they have to work harder than white women for that statement to ring true. They will have to put in the work first. Yeah, I would say this, Hassan. I would say the women that's really in corporate America busting their butt because they do be up in there working, busting their butt for the wrong reasons because they don't need no man. Then when they are passed up for promotions or raises or things like that, and they don't understand how to negotiate that, you know, they feel like these white women are surpassing them. And we just have to understand that corporate America was not built for us. It was not built for us to work in it in droves in the workplace. It is just not. So it's not going to be as fair as it should be or what it want to be. And of course, laws were passed to say, you know, affirmative action, you have to hire women, pay them a decent salary. But it's still just a woman's place is not 20, 30 years in the workforce. I'm sorry, y'all, because look what's happening when she's doing that. We literally have all this sickness, you know, maternal deaths, infant deaths, the woman breaking down. Look at this. All these women on here, rich and successful and made it, right? Why are they having breakdowns? That's what we need to ask. If you rich and successful and that's the way and that's our goal, why are we having breakdowns? Why are we depressed? Why are they attempting suicide if their life is so love and luxury? If that's the goal and everybody want to get to this 6-figure millionaire woman, and these women have achieved it, and they're telling you they at the top of their game. We specifically Taraji is at the top of her actress game, right? They've been in at least 10 major motion pictures, but yet she gonna tell you how she purchased the gun and was ready to really take her own life. So if working is so liberating in the way for women at the top of their game, why are these women contemplating suicide, depressed? Why? Because a woman's place is not in the workforce, period. She is not built to be deemed strong and independent. Like, as in, I need no man. That's the worst ideology we can take on as women, as a community. So let's keep going with the video. But they just condemned how the mental state of Black women as single mothers, but then was like, oh, Tamar, is she here? Like, are you congratulating is Tamar or the fact that she's a single mama? Speaking of single mamas, Tamar. No, it shouldn't be like that. Like, man, you right. Man, true. Next, we have Tamar coming through. You know, it shouldn't have been a congratulatory transition to Tamar being a single mom. and she's really not a single mom because she's married. She got divorced, and her baby father, right, her ex-husband, is very active in his son's life. So she shouldn't even be called a single mother. Now, the fact that she's not what the father, that's one thing, but the father is active in that child life. This is just why we just stay together as families, period. That's why I think we should work out whatever we need to work out. Okay, let's keep going.
Tamar Braxton is here. She wants to be a part of this conversation.
From the outside looking in, it seemed like she had it all. A career in the limelight, a close-knit family with a reality show, a beautiful baby boy. She was living a dream. And after her public firing of her talk show, her life began to publicly unravel.
This past summer, it came to a head when she landed in the hospital after a failed suicide.
My heart breaks for her. She's here to share her struggles with us today. She's committed to working on her mental health, not just for her, but for her son, Logan.
That's the beat right there.
Yeah.
Ooh, she's here.
Okay.
Well, you know, Tamar, this is a show about mental health.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like to pay attention to the messies and the blogs and stuff. Like whenever my counterparts or peers are dealing with something so private in the press, I just pray for them.
We gonna be real, right?
Real.
So I think
you're in a safe place. I just want you to know that.
I feel it.
You are so safe.
I feel it. And you're always safe for me. I know everybody thinks that Tamar is like messy and drama. But you know what? Let me tell you the truth of the matter. Is I was, but you don't know you toxic until you come out of being toxic.
That's right. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's jump right in. If you could put a timestamp on when you felt like you were losing control.
Now listen, now y'all heard her say, you don't know you toxic until you know you were toxic. So that means you don't know until you go get help from a neutral source, and the source can say, hey, are you considering that, you know, maybe your behaviors, your practices, your ideology may not be serving you, and they're actually destructive, not only to you, those around you, but also to your mental health? If you are not around, you know, getting some therapy, some counseling, someone to talk to, a neutral party that's actually qualified to help you with this, and we're going to talk about that in a minute too, then how are you going to know if your traits, your ways, your behaviors are toxic? How can you know that? So this is why we must get help. And I'm so glad that Taraji is doing this show, because this is really helping us as women. Really.
Of your life, when would you say was the moment?
The first time I knew that this wasn't normal is when everything went down with the wheel.
Okay. Yeah.
I was in my bedroom. It was completely dark.
Did you feel like you were in a fall?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't shower, you don't eat, and you don't know what day of the week it is or the time.
And you don't care.
You don't care. I was able to hide it enough to pull myself barely out of there, right? And then I go back to the same toxic lifestyle without dealing with everything that happened to me prior, and that is continually happening to me, right? From day to day, I was just barely sliding by, you know? I just felt choked because it was no escape. I just didn't see another way out. I wanted to die. Everything was going wrong.
Just give us a list. Just what is
Linda. I had no relationship with my family. I was estranged from my sisters, including my mother. And I worked with my family.
Right.
Yeah.
We had no healing time. My relationship with my fiance at the time was out of control. I saw no signs of nothing. You know, the relationship with my child was surface. Okay. Meaning like, yeah, I check in, but I really wasn't checking in. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I make him some food, but I don't know if he liked it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And with myself, I gained 50 pounds. So I didn't even recognize myself anymore. That should have been such a huge sign to me that something is wrong, that things are not going well at all.
Can we talk about your beautiful son?
We know
Take
that.
your time.
Logan was the reason why I made that decision. I just felt like he deserved better.
Yeah.
I felt like I was embarrassing him. Being a fool on TV.
You thought he would be better without you?
In that moment. Because I knew that's not what my whole life really was. That's not who I was.
That's deep.
I didn't want him to be embarrassed in front of his friends.
Yeah.
Right. This loudmouth ghetto mama.
I'm gonna hug you, baby. Come here.
Okay. Let's pause it right there. Okay, we got a comment. Okay, Dana, what you say? Dana say the women I'm around, the ones that are celebrated in the media, they put the work in. Even the ones with husbands, it's like the norm. They do put work in. And let me say about that, Dana. And that's why I say, ladies, when I advocate making money from your house, from your computer, honey, if you don't got to get up and run out in that workforce, don't. I just say, if you can find a way not to do that, don't do it. Because it brings so much stress, grief, and havoc on you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. And these ladies are the example of it. These ladies are showing how if you get to the top of your game, because that's why you're doing it, really, to be the best at what you're doing, it comes with a price. And of course, it cost Tamar her marriage, with her husband, Vince. Not to say this is what caused it, but that played a part. So with this going on, and with Tamar, her family issue, she's saying they didn't have time to heal. Yeah, because it's work. So that's what I'm saying. As you're a woman working outside your house, you never really have time for yourself. So let's just keep going. This video is not that long. We're going to get through it and we're going to be done.
I want you to know I see you. I see you. Okay?
Thank you. It's hard for me to, because not being protected, you don't want to let your guard.
I know you've had to be strong. That's why you fight. I see you, Tamar. I see you. That's why you've had to fight. You're fighting against everybody. You're not alone. I don't ever want you to feel like that you are not worthy of the breath that is in your body. You are here for a reason. Now you know that.
Yeah.
You know that, right? Because things could have been very different.
And the many lives you're going to touch, this.
So many people. And just to be so bold to put a face to it and to share your story, that's healing. When you healing yourself, I'm healing.
Yeah.
Like, this ain't like, I'm going to walk away feeling better about myself because I see so much of myself in you.
You do.
Girl.
But you seem like you have it all together.
Isn't that how it always looks? You too.
Wow,
what you do? We learning as we go. There is no rule guide. There is no book that says this is how you live the perfect life. Let me tell you something. My therapist set me free when she said the perfect life. Y'all gonna hear this a lot on this show because the more I say it, the more you will process. Yeah. Sometimes people don't hear things the first time. My therapist said the perfect lie is perfection. Perfection is the perfect lie, because who's by what? You may look at this and say, this is horrible, and I may go, this is a beautiful piece of art. It's a perception thing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't want to keep you crying. I just want you to know you're not alone. And I don't even know where we are in the show, but that's real.
Right. It was real. I appreciate
I'm about
that.
to put a big smile in your heart.
Thank you for that hug. I didn't even know I needed it.
Babe, that's what it's about. When you feel like you are not seen, you don't even know you need a hug, because you don't even feel like people see you. What I love about what you're doing is that you're teaching your son self.
Oh, yeah.
And what you are doing is why we started this foundation, to break the stigma, to eradicate the stigma, and to break the cycle. And that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Facing yourself is sometimes harder than facing the world.
Baby.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson wrote a whole song about it.
Which one? Man in the Mirror.
You know the one.
That one.
You know the one.
That one.
He had to make a song about it because so many of us don't face the man in the mirror. It takes therapy for us to do it. Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So you grew up, you guys are church going family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mental health. Talked about in the house. Did you guys talk about?
Okay, so let me talk about this right here. So on this part, right before she go into this next part, she talked about, she said, when Taraji said, I see so much of myself in you, and Tamar said, you do? And she said, yes, honey, of course. And she said, but how? You seem like you got it so together. And she said, don't we all? Don't we all look that way? And she like, well, if it's not together for you, how do we do it? How are you doing it? And she said, ain't no book was written. We doing it the best we could do it every day, just like you. So that's telling you that these women are going through things, but because they keep up these images and they got in all these contracts and they have to fulfill all these responsibilities and duties, that they're not able to just be women and chill out and relax when they don't want to. Every woman knows that not every day she's going to want to wake up. She wants to wake up and just go to work. Not every day. It's going to be some days where it's like, I'm trying to chill, honey. I'm trying to chill. So come on now. So we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with ourselves. Let's keep going. Just as these ladies are, I commend them for bringing this forward.
Therapy or seeking it or.
No, Becky, we're Black people.
Gotcha.
We're talking about that.
Right.
No,
right.
We deal with it.
Yeah.
Because a therapist would mean something is wrong with me.
And we can't
There's that stigma. And there's nothing was wrong with me.
Right.
And you have to understand, my mom is super strong with 5 girls. So her book that she was wearing every day was super strong. Yeah. I'm an independent Black woman. I can do whatever. I can be anything. I can get over anything. And that was a bunch of bull.
Yeah.
You know, instead of just showing that it's okay to be emotional, it's okay to talk about your issues. But she was just a product of her environment.
Yeah. And that was passed down to her.
Yeah.
And do you think strong Black woman as a term, do you think that's a burden that we carry, that your mama carried, that you carried?
That absolutely
is.
I think
So how is therapy helping you and Logan?
Yes, it's a burden.
It's the best thing I've ever done. And I go every day. Every single day.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
do y'all hear that? Tamar goes to therapy. $1 million woman worth millions of dollars goes to therapy every single day. This is what it takes, ladies. Listen to this, ladies. I really want my ladies to get this game. This is what it takes when you decide to be a full-time working woman and want to be a mother, and you're going to be a wife, and you're taking all these duties and responsibility. Each one of those areas of life come with a lot of responsibility. And when we put all that on our shoulders and then it collapses, which means we collapse, then it's like, but I got to keep this up. No, you don't. Let's just be a mother, be a wife, and work in the house. If you can't work from your house, honey, I do not recommend you going outside that house. If you have to, go ahead. But if you can avoid it at all costs, honey, avoid it unless you have the resources to be in therapy every day. Because that's what it takes to heal.
don't have it figured out.
Yeah.
You know?
What would you say to Logan right now?
See, now here you go, Tracy. You know, because the children
I know,
That's
because
what
we're
it's
mamas
from,
too,
yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
So we know what that connection is with that child you every single day.
Yeah.
What would you say to Logan today?
What do I say?
What do you continue to say?
Yeah, we have a lot of conversations. Now I'm present. Now I'm a real mother.
Because you're present for yourself.
Yeah. Now I can decipher whether or not he's having a hard time figuring out his emotions, and when he really needs to sit down. And I try to do that every day before he goes to bed. We play a game called Rose and Thorns. That's just the time when we check in with each other's day. So I'll say, so Logan, what's your rose? And he'll tell me, oh, well, we got out of school an hour earlier today.
Yeah.
And I'll tell him, he'll like, well, mommy, what's your rose? Well, I hit on my pillars,
I like that.
I showed up for myself. So that's a rose. That was good for me. And so then I'm like, okay, so what's your thorn? And the thorn is what wasn't so positive about your day. And then we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about how we can better our day. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, I love that. I love that. You're giving him permission early to fall.
Yeah. I have to do better because I know better.
Yeah. You should be so proud of yourself because you are breaking the cycle.
I'm working on making sure my future is brighter and better.
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Yeah. Oh, girl, you on the trajectory.
You're on your way out.
For real.
Well, Tamar, I want you to meet Shelly and Bree, mom and daughter. And they sort of, have...
Okay, so let me talk about that for a second. Okay, now you see how she said, I feel so much better. I'm able to be present as a mother, and I'm able to my future looks so much brighter and better. She did not mention money. These women have money, millions of dollars, right? So that goes to show that your true value, your true peace of mind is in your ability to have a peace of mind, just like she named this show, right? To have a peace of mind, and then to also, I'm going to have to keep recording, and then to also do that. So I did get the notification that my live kicked offline. I saw when it did that, but I'm going to just keep going with the record, and then I'll post it up later. That's just what I'm going to have to do after this. So, okay. So everybody can, watch this at a later time. But I thought that's what would happen. That's what had happened. So, but Taraji is saying, but she's also saying that, that when Tamar said my life is brighter, it's not me working. It's me going through therapy, me formulating a deep, bonded relationship with my child, me being present in who I am, me formulating and healing relationships with people around me. That's the key to life. So when we start to understand what really is the key to life, then we can understand where we should, what doors we need to be unlocking. And it's not in that workforce, ladies. It is not in that workforce. It is in you. And next it is in your house. That's where it's at. That is where it's at, honey. So we have to understand that. And once we understand that, we'll be okay. Literally. Or be in therapy every day to know we're going to be okay. Okay, let's keep going.
Gone through their own mental health challenges. And if you stay around for a few minutes,
I'm gonna have to get some wig glue, because not the bobby pin sometimes it's nothing to me.
See, that's keeping it real with you. Tam, can Tim come bring with some bobby panties? While Tamar is trying to shield her son from the cycle of mental breakdowns, our next guest, Shelly, is breaking the mental breakdown cycle for her own daughter, Bree. Oh my goodness.
Hello. Who are you?
Now, let me say this.
Well, welcome, ladies.
Yes, there you go.
And thank you for...
Let me add this. Now, you see, she just said the mother is here with the daughter to break the cycle. This is what we must do, ladies. it is our responsibility right now today to break the cycle of this. I don't need a man. I'm independent. I got it. You know, all that. I'm strong. This is up to us to end this. We have to end this. It's up to us to do that. If we are not doing that, that's going to be a problem. As you see, the generations coming up under us, they're not going to be married. They're not going to have no man. They're going to be going through all these things. They're going to be trying to run it. They're going to go through everything we went through, but worse. When we can literally say, stop, hammer time. Oh. Literally, we can say, stop, hammer time. It's time to put a nail in that coffin, baby. Let's put a nail in that coffin and let's let you really understand where this really is needs to come from. So let's keep going. It starts with us right here.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. I just want to jump right in because we can do this all day. So, Shelly, you had a lot going on. You were a single mom.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, we know.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had a high pressure job and you were going through a breakup.
Yes.
See, look, perfect. You look how Taraji broke that down. We were all single moms. We literally know what you're going through because we were that. So we had to understand that if we know this is the case, it is our duty. It is our duty to get this going, to stop this madness. It's going to be our duty to do that. Okay? So our next generation is not suffering from the same thing we're suffering from. It is our duty. It is our duty. So we're going to look at this. So we're going to keep going. I just like how not only did she bring $1 million celebrity, but she brought an everyday woman that's not $1 million celebrity. Another woman with a child that's going through this. And look what she said. Look what this say. Bree Jones struggling with quarter life crisis. What is a quarter life crisis? So that means at 25, I'm guaranteed to go through this crisis at 25. What am I going through at 25? That it is like suicidal. That I'm mentally breaking down. I'm struggling with life. What ideals, what ideology, what mindset, what do I really need to go back and check on myself for? Let's really think about that, ladies. What's really going on in my head that I'm really committed to being and doing that's probably really destructing my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health? It's hurting the relationships around me. What really do I really need to think about and do? Is there some changes I need to make? Do I need to go see a therapist? Yes, you do. Even me, baby. I went to therapy. I went to counseling. Years of it. It wasn't the same therapist, but years. I started in college, and I ain't gonna lie, right now today, if I feel the need to go back to counseling, I'll go. I'm not like ashamed of it or nothing. I even took my child through it. To say, let's really get this through. Let's assess where you at. Talk about your feelings. Let's see how you feel. Maybe it's something else I can learn about how to talk with you. And I did. It helped me be a better mother because it helped me reveal things about me and to understand that I had some painful things that was going on in me, which compromised the way that I communicated with my child. And just not him, just people, period. And so once I learned about it, I was like, wow, let me be more considerate, more present about that. Let me be aware of how to do something better. Plain and simple, we are on this earth. We should always be trying to do something better. Be a better version of ourselves. So really, that's what therapy help you do, is be a better version of yourself. It help you learn how to be you without the hurt. Who am I without this hurt? Who am I without this pain? Who am I without all this fear? Who am I without all this, 1,000 loads of responsibility on my back? Who am I without those things? Some of us don't even have an identity like outside of that. So when we actually can and do and get the identity, then it's like, what? This is what life is really like? Yeah. being a wife and a mom without having to worry about running up into all these responsibilities. Let's get at. I honestly, honey, give it to a man. Let a man do all that work, girl. You stay cute and you stay peace of mind, stress-free, honey, stress-free about stuff. So you don't have all this guilt about what you could do, what you should be doing better. And then when you get older, for these women that didn't have the kids, when they get older, then they had a guilt trip that they didn't have children or get married. They put their career ahead of that. So regardless, when in the working world for women, I just personally think that it doesn't pay. It doesn't pay because these women, when they get older, they say, you know what, 50 and 60, you know what, I should have thought about marriage. I should have really considered it. I should have had kids. I regret it. These women are coming out every day saying this. Every day. So, you know, that are older that did not have the children or get the husband or build a family while they were building their career. And remember, ladies, I did a live on the six feminine traits of femininity. And it said, you know, being all about your career is a masculine thing. It's less feminine. And remember, I did the live when I talked about Tanya TKO. She led with her accomplishments. So we as women think, oh, that's what we should be doing. No, that's not what you should be doing. That's not what you should be doing. It's just like Shira said on that video I did. You know, when I did the review with Shira and TKO, Shira said, no, baby, I don't want to be in multiple marriages. On my second husband, bags under my eyes, wrinkles in my face, you know, from working. I don't want to do that. I want to stay home, look cute, and have some man take care of me, baby. That's my goal too. So, and if I can't work from home now Shira might even be at $1 million. Who knows? But we know she definitely making six figures, and I'm using that example because it's so relative. Even though I talked about it on the last show, the last live stream I did, but I'm saying this because she makes money from her home. She published multiple books. She has a cosmetic line. You know, she's a veteran of a YouTuber, which means she's make money from ads on YouTube, views, right? Every time she stream, every time somebody watch her video, she get paid. She is a brand ambassador. You know, she's always wearing people's hair and all that. So she's getting paid to live her life. That's a regular life that we live, but she getting paid to do it and stay feminine and stay stress-free. See, that's the thing that we as ladies need to really realize or sign up for. Say, I'll sign up for it if I'm able to stay stress-free and feminine. If I can be feminine and cute and friendly and fit and be positive and do my thing, and you know, if I need to step out and take a call, you know, I can do it. I don't have to have the stress of losing my job. I don't have to be all strong and independent. I don't want to do all that. I leave that to Big Daddy. I ain't doing all that. I'm telling you, I'm an unapologetic baby. That's why I'm getting a man with money. Okay, that's why I say get you a man with money. That's what she would say that, because that's the way you're going to be able to live the life you want. Now, he ain't got to be rich and six figure. That man can make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000, or $90,000 a year and really take care of you and give you a great life and be a great husband and a family man to you. So we, ladies, we have options if we actually take them. And if we come out this world of I need to be at the top of my game, or I'm going to be highly regretful, or in therapy every day, 25 with quarter life crisis because we're not including men in our reality. A man is the answer, honey. I don't care what nobody say. It ain't me. It's the creator said, I created man for you. I created man for you. Adam received Eve as a helpmate. That means that man was made to foster all those, dig all those ditches and build all them skyscrapers. Well, I'll just help him do none of that stuff. All the other stuff he probably would just need me to do, like and just encompass him in my feminine energy. Plain and simple, baby. Plain and simple. So yeah. So that's how we're gonna do that. All right, let's keep going.
Did you realize that you were on the verge of a mental breakdown? Not at that moment, I didn't. But
when I reflect back on it, you know, it was a really bad breakup. Then single mom, the pressures from that, work was very demanding. I'm doing my own. And so those things kind of start coming back again. And I hate to even admit this right now, but at some point I start,
it's okay, baby.
Because it always gets emotional.
It's okay. You gotta let it out.
Man.
You in a safe place.
Because at some point I started hearing voices. You're dark.
Okay. Let's say this.
Because of your complexion.
Now listen to this. Listen how serious this is. She started to hear voices, and I commend these women for coming on here and airing this out. We need, oh my God, if it ain't nothing we need more in our community is women, our women coming together, banding together as women, talking about the destructive ideologies that we hold and saying, now I know that that's not what's good. Bring our daughters in, bring our granddaughters in there, have some elder in the room, literally start a foundation. This is genius of Taraji. She could now accept millions of dollars just by giving women a space, a safe space, like she's saying, baby, you safe here, a safe space to just dump all that right there on her lap or whatever, the table, and say, honey, I took on that strong, independent Black woman. I don't need no man. And it was almost the death of me. And some of us actually pass away. So Taraji say, honey, I was there. You see, she said, I heard voices. You see the face Taraji did? Shoo! Like she is in total agreement. Taraji, you hearing voices too? Nothing. And I'm not saying that to demean them. I'm saying this is what Taraji going in, and you could not tell with her being at the top of her game in these movies. I'm talking about Taraji is like one of the best actresses, especially melanated. Like she paid her dues. Like she came in this movie game actress role and literally just worked her way up. I can almost say every movie Taraji in is a good movie. Just period. That's how well she is as an actress. And we all know Tamar can sing. So it's like, man, if these women like really decide to, and I like how these celebrities doing it, because Taraji know too that, oh, we like glitz, glam, big names and all that. So she like, let me, you know, because as the clip go on, she gonna have a clip of Mary J. Blige on there. Mary J. Blige talking about her breakdowns. So I'm like, yo, this is, I'm like so happy. Like it was like I almost wanted to cry of relief, like a cry of relief saying, we really finally get it. We get it. I don't care when we get it. Once we get it, let's get it. Let's get it. Once we get it, let's get it. Bring these children, bring our sons, bring our daughters, and the boys should be with the men. But bring our daughters, bring our granddaughters. Let's everybody get in the room and say, look, honey, that mindset is destructive. Let it go. Heal every day if you need to. Like Tamar saying, oh, baby, I go to therapy every day. She's proud of her healing. And that's what we should be. More proud of our healing than we are trying to protect our ego that we strong Black woman don't need no man. We should just really look at that and say, that's the craziest, worst thing I ever seen. And when every time I hear a woman saying it, I'm going to take her by the hand and say, honey, baby, boo, let me tell you, please don't live like that. Let me tell you my story. And then we bring them into this healing place and this healing space. That's us, where all the women in there look like us, and it's real help there. So I'm going to talk about too, because I have devised, due to this information and plus me just doing a show period, I have devised a network that I'm working with. Now it's not 100% finished, but it's a network I'm building of mental health professionals, where literally mental health professionals will be, I will interview them. So, you know, have them on some shows so we can really, you know, see them, get to know them, get a feel for them. And then also be exposed to them for them, their services and their contact information. Because there's going to be some people that really need some help. And it's going to be some people that's really going to take the offer on the help. And I personally recommend it because I did, baby. I did. So you should always be trying to make the best version of yourself, and trying to be and making the best version of yourself mean you are staying present in your body, in your mind, in your health, in your spirit, in your emotional body. And that means what? Knowing when you take on too much responsibility, knowing when your body is feeling stressed, knowing when you don't feel good, and saying, hold on, I might be doing too much. Y'all give me a minute. And don't try to be, everything for everybody, and don't, address anything for yourself. So we're going to keep going.
Not just because you're ugly, but your complexion makes you ugly.
Yes, sister.
I know.
Yeah.
Give me a tissue, damn it.
Yes, it's deep. It's deep, and I saw the damage it was doing to her. This is what's really effed up about it. The darker you are, the stronger you are expected to be.
Oh,
That's real facts.
that's a whole
Watch yourself now.
another thing.
Yeah.
What would you say was your lowest point? Whew. I literally remember the night I put my daughter to bed. And
Take your time.
this particular night, I just
Take your time.
I couldn't do it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So let me address this.
And so I laid on the floor after I put my child to bed in a fetal position, and I was holding my head because I wanted the voices to just be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And so I laid there.
Let me get commentary on that right quick. Okay, so she just said the darker you, why is it that the darker you are, the stronger you are expected to be? I'm telling y'all, we as women put that expectations on ourselves. I hate to have to pinpoint because that's what I do in my own mind. I say, where is this stemming from? Where's the root? Where did this thought initiate and germinate? Let me find the smallest of the seed that it came and branched out to a root, and now it's grown up to a big tree in my head. How did that get like that? I have to go all the way back, and we have to think about it. Now, if it's a mindset you adopted, okay, I don't remember me just deciding this what I wanted to be. So when did I adopt it? And so when you see that it was adopted, and that's because two generations, a generation before you was telling you that's what we should do. Mama and grandma was saying, oh, you strong, you don't need no man, you don't got. And I'm like, And then we got to even recognize in that liberation movement, like them white women went all back home to their man, to their husband. They still got husbands. They with their husband. We still believe in we don't need men and So I'm just so proud that these women is airing all this out. This is the realest thing that we could do as women, as a people, for one another, as women, as a people, to get our families back together, baby. It's the realest thing we could do. Okay, let's keep going. And that strong image, I want to say, is based on us putting that on ourselves and not our men, because our men gonna think we all are beautiful. We did not have an issue before this liberation with getting men and having men, before we start thinking we don't need no man. We didn't have an issue with that. So that means that us, all colors, shapes, and sizes, was getting men. And we see it today. Just about every color, shape, and size of us on the color spectrum of melanated women still get men. We still having children. So that means men somewhere want us. And I'm not saying just because a man wants you for sex, he actually wants you for marriage. But I'm saying if we really cleaned up our thought process about not wanting a man being strong, black, independent, all that, we kill all that. Be feminine, be the women, to be the ladies that they want us to be. You feel me? Yes, Big Daddy. Be all that they need us to be and want us to be. half of this stuff ceased to exist because we were not leading health issues. But now we are, because after this taking on this identity, it comes with too much. It comes with a load of bricks. Okay.
And I asked God to kill me. And I said, if you love me, then you kill me. It was the release that you wanted. Yeah. I've been there. The releasing from the pain. I've been there. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody.
You wanted the hurt to stop.
I just wanted the hurt to stop. Yes. Yeah. And if God did it, then my daughter wouldn't have to utter the words to my mother.
I gotta hug you. I'm sorry. I'm a hugger. Sorry, baby. I gotta do this. Come here. You're safe. You are safe.
I just didn't want her to have to say those words, but
I just really love the Taraji doing this show, because if we don't have to go through this, why should we? I really like this. If we don't have to go through this, then why should we? She is so. Do y'all know the strength it takes? Ain't no way I put my. I'm sorry, baby. I'm just not putting my therapy sessions on the World Wide Web. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not there. I'm not that strong to do that. And I'm talking about just the mentality, the emotion to put all that out to the world. Like, I'm not there yet to do that. Now maybe once I heal from a lot of stuff, or more things, I don't know what I may have to do to get there where these women are, but I'm myself, I have to admit I'm not there. I couldn't have a public therapy session. It's just no way. So I'm not saying I wouldn't go to therapy. I just don't want the whole internet cameras in my face like they doing and saying, let's talk about some of my lowest moments on here. No, sir. No, not today. Maybe another day, but not today. So maybe eventually I get there, but it's just I would not be there right now. Okay, I'm not there right now. I need some more time. So I totally congratulate these women for that. They are awesome for doing this, but we need this. Do y'all see how the importance of we needing this? So let me say about what she just said. When she just said, I just wanted the release. The release. Now, was something physically holding her down? No. So it wasn't a physical release. It was psychological. It's spiritual. It's emotional. And see, that manifests into the sicknesses I went over. If y'all don't remember, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, hypertension, breast cancer, cervical cancer, uterine fibroids, premature delivery, sickle cell disease, STDs, HIV, AIDS, mental health issues such as stress, anxiety, depression, eating disorders, sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness, a sense of having to put more effort in than white women do. This is what I literally typed in the search bar, the strong Black woman and illnesses she faced. And this article came up, which means I knew that what I was talking about had real data to back it. And if y'all go to this article, is be through self.com and find it. The name of it, the official name of it is this. Let me get y'all the name. It's on self.com, and it's called 8 diseases that disproportionately affect women's health. And it's self.com. And that's where you go for that. So I don't know if they only online or if they're online and they're also a magazine. But I know it's self.com or actual printed, journal or whatever. So it's self.com. 8 diseases that disproportionately affect Black women. And these are named. And they broke it down. I was able to pinpoint and read it through. And they give you the statistics from about 15 sources to show that this is proven, this is fact. And they show you the numbers versus like white women, Hispanic women. We leading in these things. And let alone, remember, I didn't talk about glass ceiling, corporate America, economic insecurity, less pay, single motherhood, domestic violence, discrimination and hospitalization, maternal mortality, infant mortality. What about abortion? What about the weight we carry from that? We number one in abortion, single motherhood, and also single motherhood. What about our access to health care? What about our access to fresh fruit and vegetables? What about access to a gym in a safe place? They said the women don't work out that much, Black women, because they said, well, you have to go way out the way to a gym. You have to go really out the way. There's no gyms in our community. That's true. In those inner cities, it's probably not. You probably going to have to travel at least 15, 20 minutes unless we open our own. But if we trying to go to Planet Fitness, look how big Planet Fitness is. Planet Fitness ain't in the middle of the hood, is it? No. You got to get up and go on out the way to Planet Fitness. I actually live 5 minutes, if that, from Planet Fitness. But where I live is not like it won't be considered just super inner city. I'm in the city, but it's not like really inner city. Inner city. Like where I lived in Chicago. Now, where I lived in Chicago was Planet Fitness 5 minutes away? No, it was absolutely not. I would have to travel about 20 minutes driving to get to a Planet Fitness. So we have to understand when that's the case, we don't have, like, exercise is so good for outlet. Like, I do yoga. I was doing Pilates. I was doing it 4 times a week, 3-4 times a week. That was helping me so much. It was keeping me in shape. And plus, I'm a vegan too. I've been a vegan 6 years. So, losing weight for me it's not that difficult. I can do it. And I ain't saying it's easy, but I'm saying as in someone that, eat the foods that really pack on the weight that be hard to lose, like meat and the dairy and stuff like that. But, it's how hard is it to really, tone up from eating fruits and vegetables and stuff like that? It's not going to be that hard. So I understand how I might lose weight. It's not how the next woman that's not a vegan. So that's why I don't really badger women about, the weight, because I understand it's not just, hey, go lose weight. It's a mindset for just being healthy. That's why I advocate, hey, just be healthy. Just be healthy. Just be healthy. That's what I'm advocating. If it means lose weight, lose it. Do whatever you can to get healthy. If it means change your eating diet and habits, do it. If it means, go on vegetables for 3, 4, 5, 6 months to get rid of some stuff, go ahead. Because from these issues, they all can be stemmed to diet and stress, period. Diet and stress. So we have to think about that. And I didn't mention the overweight or obesity, right? A 35-inch waistline and up is harmful for a woman. It's a health compromise for a woman. And we know 35-inch waist is a lot of us, because mine is 33 right now. So I'm 2 inches away. So I'm talking to myself too. And then also we're in, addressing whatever sexual traumas we have. So it's so much that we as women already go through. So it's like, why do we want to run to these workforces? Well, they're going to work us like workhorses, and we not built for that. Women are not built to work 30, 40-year careers, 20, 30-year careers. We just not. And the ones that do, then we have the Black woman's disease, lupus, and I know that's genetic, but a lot of us have these issues. All this stuff I just named. We have these issues. And then we're poisoning our youth with these ideas that they don't need a man, they Black and independent and strong. Sorry, sometimes I got to roll my shoulders and loosen my neck up sometimes. All right, let's keep going. It's almost done.
Just didn't know how to heal. Mm-hmm. How did you pick?
Yes.
It actually started with my boss. I went to work one day and I said to my boss, I was like, I don't care if I die. I know where I'm going. I don't care. She said, well, girl, you might as well just stay here because God don't want no sad people in heaven.
was the laughter you needed.
That was the laughter I
And you
needed.
laughed till you cried, didn't you?
laughed.
It was one of them real
It was
hard.
but you know why, Taraji? Because I have been faking laughter for so long.
Stop that.
Yes.
Ooh.
So when I laughed, I knew it was real.
Yes.
Because I knew when I heard me laugh, there was hope.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I had hope any time before that.
So how did you get to therapy? Was it hard?
I never had therapy.
Never.
I didn't think I was supposed to.
Well, where she was gonna learn that from? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
well, yeah,
That's
let's
true.
go to therapy.
I never thought I was
Yeah.
supposed to have therapy.
Yeah.
Black folks don't do
No, we
therapy.
don't. We don't do that.
Black folks don't do therapy.
Right.
And then I come from a Christian home, so I'm black and I'm saved.
Yeah.
You
No.
gotta pray. I gotta pray.
See, y'all hit that? Let me talk about that. I came from a Christian home. I'm just taught to pray, pray, pray. Now I don't even need to say much about that. You see how these women are saying no. That was the worst advice. I was living in a hell. That's what hell exists, is in your mind. Heaven exists in your mind. And she said, and they saying, all of them agreeing, yes, honey, we had to pray. We can't go to counseling. That needs to stop being a stigma in our community. I guarantee with this show, and if women actually gravitate toward it and it can become a trend for healing, we're going to say, honey, go on to counseling, boo. Did you go to counseling this week? Okay, girl, I'm going to see you later. Then call me later. Let me know how good it went. That's how we should start talking to one another about this healing. This healing is serious. And once we heal, we could be better mothers, better wives, and we could love on our men, formulate our families, keep this going, live our best life. So that's what we're trying to do, live our best life. Okay? Let's keep going. And we need to stop thinking that all we need is, pray. No, faith without works is dead. Faith without works is dead. So we need faith. And we need work because we're not trying to be dead. Okay? So that's how we got to look at that.
Okay, I got to pray on it.
Okay, well, woman, what did you do?
Literally, I started 10 minutes at a time. I began developing tools that said, okay, you're anxious. Why? Okay, you're upset. Why? Write it down. What happened when you got upset? What happened when you started taking it on? And I started finding out I can't take on things. I can only do 2 things at a time, and I have to process it. It's too much if you go any further.
I understand. We need to get to you, baby. We got to get to this baby because she came and we need to hear her voice. So, now, so beautiful Bree. So just last year, you experienced your own mental breakdown yourself. Tell me about that. How was that? What brought it on?
I just had a lot of anxiousness because my mindset has always been when you turn 25, you're supposed to have X, Y, and Z. I still live at home with my parents. There's just a lot of things that I felt I didn't have to my name. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I just turned 20. Now I'm about to turn 25. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be 30. And so then the thoughts just didn't stop.
See, let me commentate on this. And that naturally is built in us to feel as if we have a clock ticking, because literally we as women, we do. So no one, even if no one gives us this, hey, maybe you should be thinking about this at 20, 25, and 30. We as women, we naturally think about it because it's wired in us, because we only have so long. We only got so long that we can have children. It's going to be a time where that time get cut off. So we thinking, do we want to have children in the latter part of those years? Well, closer to the cutoff or furthest from it? Which one do we do? And then do we want to do that with a man, be happy and be married and be unified and coupled up, or polygamy or whatever it is you're going to do? Or do I want to go through all this by myself? So if I just a woman, this is a 25-year-old woman without children. So if she's going through this without children, just think you add children to the picture and you take the man out. How can she stabilize? How can she heal? How can she be consistent? How can she be validated? This is why we must understand it is really important to keep our men about. And so this midlife crisis that she's going through, even to say, what you going through at 25, not to say you can't go through none, but how tough is it that you feel like you may, have a mental breakdown behind that? That means something about the programming in itself is destructive, which means all these ladies out here, and we here to openly admit that it's destructive. And I love this. This is why I love this show. I love it. I may do some more reviews from this, honey, and then talk about it. So, but we have to understand who did these identities we took on is how this happened to us. Let them identities and the ideology go. Let it go, because so many corporations is making billions, trillions of dollars off the fact that we think we strong, independent, and don't need no man. They making so much money off of us from that. It's time that we say no more, and stop it. And save our youth.
I had previously provided her with tools that I had developed for myself to help her while she was in college. But this time was different. We couldn't say certain things, or she would just break out into tears, or we could just be talking and she would just have a panic. And so my whole thing was, I really, really think that you need to talk to someone. I really think you need a licensed therapist, because I see where you are and I don't want you to end up where I was.
Right. So because your mom was so open about her mental health, do you think that's why you're so open and can talk about it, or did that help you?
I'm almost positive it did. My episodes that I was having with anxiety, I've always felt the support of my family. So it wasn't easy, but it was easy to go to them and to as I was going through my episodes. So
I'm just so super proud that you need to stay in counseling. You need to stay in counseling. And mom, like, how do you feel about her going into counseling? Do you feel like that's do now that it's worked for her?
I've never been opposed to it. I just didn't know it was okay for me to do it. And because I know now that it's okay, I am an advocate for things.
Look, now let me commentate on that and just really spotlight the contradictory of this destructive ideology that we have. Let me spotlight how she just said, I didn't know that I had the permission that I could go to therapy. Really? Because at the same time, the mindsets that we get, I'm strong, I'm black, I'm independent, I can do my own thing, I don't need no man. But we need permission to go heal. Let me just let that. We don't need permission to destroy our family. And I'm saying ideology-wise, right? We don't need permission to ideology-wise adopt a mindset that destroys our family. We don't need permission to, abort our children. We don't need permission to, be single mothers. I'm speaking, all this is mindsets that we have adopted. They can be changed just as they are. And we don't need permission to, think we don't need no man. We don't need the permission to go in the workforce and make millions, hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars. But the minute that we say, I need healing, I need to talk to somebody, I didn't know I could do that. Did you not know the option was available? So we know that's not the case. It's literally, I didn't know I had permission to do so. Look at the ideology in that, ladies. It's so contradictory and destructive. The ideology itself. That's why it must be immediately aborted. Immediately aborted. And I ain't talking about none of this like I ain't been through, honey. I was diagnosed with depression 3 times. 3 times. 3 separate occasions. And I had a father. But you know what I was dealing with? Sexual trauma that I never addressed. And I couldn't understand what was going on. And that's why I could relate to these ladies. But even so, it's just like I knew like I had to get help. I don't know. For whatever reason, I just knew ask for help. Maybe it's how my father taught me, you need help, ask for it. And that's what I did. And I still talk to my father as my life coach to this day. To this day. Y'all remember the boxer said that, to this day. So I still talk to my father as a life coach. So I really have support from people that love me. And then I know at any time I could go sign up for therapy, especially with it being online, and then seek therapy from a licensed therapist. I don't have nothing against that. I say do it, man or woman. If it's a man or if it's a woman, I say we should talk more to men that as much as possible to really get their insight, especially a neutral party. But if it's a woman that's available, get a woman as long as you're in therapy, honey. You see, Tamar's there every day. Now she had to tell her daughter to go too, and now Tamar telling her, yeah, you need to go too. This is what we need to tell each other. We need to stop telling each other, you can keep being single or independent, strong, and don't need no man, breaking down mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, girl. You can do it, keep doing it. No, we need to say, no, we're going to be healthy in mind, body, and spirit. And this is how we start, admitting it and going to get the help, baby. Period. I love that. Now this Boris L Foundation, Boris, B-O-R-I-S-L Foundation. I'm sorry, Boris L Henson Foundation is what Taraji and this young lady, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. The licensed therapist that's here to mediate this situation. I commend all these women for being here today. It's helping me.
Therapy. I really am.
Yeah. And instead of you being an advocate for therapy, you need to be a participant. Okay.
Hey, now let me give you some advice. Well, ladies, let's go ahead and say, coming up, all new.
Peace of mind with Taraji.
You don't hear the strong white one. Yeah. What I do have over you is my resilience.
I had a
Listen to that.
Place.
Do y'all hear this?
I purchased a gun not too long ago.
I started having thoughts about ending it. And coming up next.
Look, Taraji just admitted she bought a gun and had thoughts of suicide. Okay, this is real, ladies. This is a big deal. I'm just so proud they doing it. But no one is above healing. No one is above healing and being a better version. No matter what, it's gonna come back and bite you in your butt. If you think you can say whatever, I don't need to. It's going to hit you in the form of disease. It's going to hit you in the form of suicidal thoughts. It's going to creep back up you in the form of voices. It's going to creep up over you in the form of destructive or toxic relationship, trauma bonding with people, right? It's going to come back on you where you think yelling, screaming, hollering, fighting is the way. And it's going to come back on you when you in your last days. Now you done severed every relationship with your children and your whole family love me. And you looking at your life at 60, 65 years old and ain't nobody there with you. It's just you. And you like, what did I do with my life? This is why we must heal, honey, because we don't want to be there. We don't want to get there. We do not want to get there. Okay? So let's look at this again. When she said, get in therapy, don't just be an advocate, be a participant. Yes, you can only tell people about something that you went through it and healed through it. That's what you could tell. How did you go through that? How did you heal through that? What did you do to heal yourself? That's what we got to talk about. And I love that Taraji got this foundation. And I'm also starting my own network here for Virginia. That's how serious I'm going to be about it. I went through therapy. Now, I must admit, my depression stages came while I was in Chicago. But when I tell y'all, honey, it was more PTSD than anything. It was more the killing, the violence, just me. I was a totally 360 different person then. I'm real to tell the truth here, transparency for this. I was not the Levita you see today. I was not the Levita you see today, honey. Y'all see how I got to keep my lip gloss popping? You see that? I got to keep my lip gloss popping. I understand I'm a woman. I was a mother. I understand that. Even after my child, I was diagnosed. So this is what I'm saying about it. I was in school. I was working. I was a mother. I was a single mother. And that's why I was like, why is people advocating? This is like so hard to do. Why do we keep pushing it like it's cool, like it's good. And I kept saying that to myself, and I said, I just never think this is good, man. I just don't never think that this is something we should tell people is a good idea to be trying to do all this. I was working, I was going to school, pregnant, everything, honey. And then I didn't get a car until like a week before I had my baby, like my own car again. So I was like taking the train and stuff places, taking a bus. And y'all know in Chicago, like my son was born in November. So in Chicago, y'all know it'd be like snow, it's cold. You don't want to be out. So I just don't recommend, carrying all this baggage, trying to be superwoman, honey. I tell people superwoman ain't even superwoman 24 hours a day. Superwoman is not even superwoman 24 hours a day. And we need to heal this. And from this healing, I was able to help my child heal through things. The relationships around me, I can identify when something is not best for me, when it's toxic. How is it serving me? How is it affecting me? How am I viewing something? What is my perspective? Am I tripping? So I just have to say that where I was when I was in Chicago and where I am now is totally two different identities. And that's really what this means. When you lose identity, literally the ideology that's attached to that get killed. Just literally, it just died with it. It died with it. So if that's the case, then let me take on a new identity. How about feminine woman? This is why I promote femininity, not the feminist movement. Anything that's against the family, I'm against it to the feminine movement. Real quick, flip them off to the feminine movement, okay? But I'm all about the family, a man, woman, and child. Okay? Yes. So now you're going to hear Mary J. Blige talk about hers, but I love how that also the lady said, you never hear the term strong white woman. And ain't them the ones that started that women liberation movement? Where they at? How come you don't hear, oh, she a strong white woman, ain't she? Why we don't hear that? We don't hear that. Because they refuse to take on that identity because they know, baby, my husband the one strong. I'm back here serving him. I might be in the workforce, but I really do got a husband at home. So, I'm just here because I'm here, but and then they get the promotions over you without working as hard. And it said literally in the article that Black women think a sense of having to put more effort in than white women do. That is correct. That we all know the corporate red tape. All of us been through it. All of us. I've been through it on my job. I'm not at that job no more. But when I was at this job, when I was event specialist, marketing specialist, I was an event marketing specialist, and I was doing setups and demonstrations, live demonstration of products. Basically I was a salesman, but I worked for a company, right? And it was through marketing because what are you doing? We got contracts. The company did marketing, right? For companies to market the products to the shoppers in the store to increase what? The sales and make them familiar with the product. So we would do it with new products and, products that have been out a while or different things like that. And then if, people buy it, they will have a chance to get coupons and stuff. So it would be incentives for them to buy, right? Hey, we got coupons. And then not only that, I was working my butt off being number one in sales and all that because I figured out, hey, let me get in these people's face, put the item in their cart, put the coupon in their hand after I demonstrated or talk about it or sample it. Right. And I was doing everything. Employee of the month, honey, all of it, honey. But guess what I had to do? Fight for my pay raises. I remember I was fighting like a year for pay raises. I was fighting for training, for us to get paid for training other employees because they constantly sent. So now they working you like a horse. They constantly sent new employees to me, to my store. We had contract with a lot of major stores, right? When you go in the store and you see products being demonstrated. So we was like basically live infomercials in stores, in grocery stores or department stores or whatever. So with me doing that, I did like the work. It was different. It did pay good. But when I really realized and researched how much I could be paying, because you remember, I'm also selling. So this is why today I say, I'd rather sell than I would get paid by the hour, because it say no matter how great you are by the hour, you still gonna make 10, 15, 20, whatever dollars. But if you are selling something, your pay gonna be based on how much you sell, which means it's really based on your work production. So I say do that, honey, just not in the workforce. Do it from your computer, baby. So now you sell things like views or likes or whatever. Now that's what I'm in a sell ads, honey. That's what I'm in the business of selling now. So, and at that job, I had to fight for all these things, and I would work and I couldn't get to my child. I was, I would always work kind of into the evening hours, because we would need to be at work bright early in the morning, because a lot of people not in the grocery stores and the stores out shopping bright early in the morning, unless it's holiday season. But during the whole year, people don't really start shopping till 10, 11, 12 o'clock. And then it may go on to 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, because they're doing it when they get out of work. So, as you get the foot traffic, that's how we saw things based on that. So I said, honey, I'm gonna get in these people's face. Hey, how you doing? Did you sample this? Did you see this? Did you taste this? Did you know about this item? And I will have the item stock, because we had to set all this stuff up and everything, honey. We had to set it up, set up the signs, everything, tear down, clean up. It was a physical job, okay? And I did it for 5 years. So I would sell all this stuff to the people. And, that's how I was getting number one in sales, was because I adapted a mindset, like, how do I get this stuff sold? And my mindset was, I want to get paid based on commissions also, right? So I was like, let me produce, let me kill it, and then introduce this to the company, and then I could start getting, commissions. I'm like, boom, everybody win, right? No, this was $1 billion company I worked for, and I still had to fight for my pay. So this is why I say women, it just don't take all that in the workforce, because all that time I was away from my child, and I just, he was in football and different things, and I was just like, dang, I can't go to his practices, I ain't at his games. I wanted to be like, and baby, when I was able to, when my ex retired me from that job, I was, honey, when I say I was on the PTA, I was still all that stuff, but see, I was trying to do all that at work. But now, when I was retired, I could be all that. I loved it. I love being, the vice president, the treasurer, the secretary. I never was the president, because they be wanting them to do too much. You got to go through like hours of training. No. So I said, just to cut all that training down. And it ain't nothing but watching videos and going all the way, an hour away to conferences and just stuff you can learn online, honey, period. And so I was like, now they probably doing it all online, but this was a time, basically before Corona, you had to physically be there. And I'm like, I'm not going to go, do 20, 30 hours of in-person conferences just to be on the PTA. So, and you're not getting paid. So you just, all this voluntary time, you just overly doing it. So I was doing that. And so let me keep going. I know this is a long story, but I'm just telling y'all how it's just better to like literally get out that workforce. So when I finally did get out the workforce, I was, my teen mom for my son. I did have to take a background check to be there. So I'm just saying, but he played rec league 8 ball for 8 years, rec league 8 ball football, rec league football for 8 years. And I was there. I was his team mom. I made sure the snacks was there. If the players needed, massages or some ointment or a Band-Aid or whatever, if they didn't feel right, if they make sure they was getting their water. I was the team mom, making sure I was doing all this. So that's what I'm just saying, people, is that we just have to realize that we must be who we need to be to our families, to our children. They need us. Our men need us. Our children need us. That workforce is not. And so, and let me bring it to wraps to about the workplace. What I want to finalize about that was also saying that in that workplace, I had to fight for that. And I remember why I started talking about this, because he said there's no such thing as a strong white woman. And that's who was promoted up. She got all my credit, basically everything I did. I'm talking about because half of the job was from home. And I would say 20% is home, 80% was field. Because you would have to do these reports and all that, but you could do it at home on your computer, and they still will pay you when you log on your computer and log, how did the event go? What did you feel like you sold? What are some obstacles you faced? Is there anything we could do different and better? Because they needed that real-time data to send back to, whatever brand had hired us. So just say if I was sampling Betty Crocker brownies that day, they got, this new brownie mix, and I was sampling it. Betty Crocker want to know, did people think it was good? It was nasty? What did they say? So I'm basically the liaison between the brand and the actual customer. So I was the middleman. So I played a vital role, which I understood that. So I said, if I'm doing good and shining, then I should get paid like it. Honey, when I say it took a year, and I wanted them to put in training bonuses, sign-on bonuses. So I literally was killing it. That's how I knew I could work for myself. But I say all this showed me what I could do for myself. So in that job, they would have me train people all the time. They would send like new people, come on, go to Levita store, and these are brand new people, like first day on the job. And I'm like, how this your first day? Where's your trainer? And they like, the manager, now this the lady they promoted over me. The manager is supposed to train you, the district manager for the district. White girl, of course, okay, right? And so she like, no, I didn't get trained. They told me come here and talk with you. I say, who told you that? She like, the district manager. She said she'll arrive or whatever. I said, honey, okay then. Well, come on, I'll show you. Now, after that happened 3 or 4 times, I'm like, come on now. This can't just be happening by chance 3 or 4 more times. How many times you gonna fool me? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me, honey. So I said, y'all ain't fooling me with this. So I called. I said, come on now, supervisor, district manager, what's going on? Because y'all keep sending these people. Now, if y'all gonna have me train them, that's fine. I don't mind, because they could stand and look over my shoulder all day and night. But it's extra work trying to, pass these skills on to them. What's up with a pay raise? Oh, that's a corporate issue. You're gonna have to go through corporate. Okay, that's fine. Boom, boom, boom. Because that's who I'm emailing anyway when I'm doing 20% of my computer work. They like, oh yeah, we gonna look at that. That's a good idea. Let's really see him. They hem hard about that. So I'm training people for free, right? Which means that's a quality, which means that these people are trained and retained well, right? Because we got audited all the time, because you had to have a food and sanitation license to serve food to people. You had to have an alcohol license. You had to have like all these credentials. And I'm getting these credentials to do the job, but I'm still getting paid the same. I'm like, baby, look, baby, hey, baby, hey, baby, y'all gonna have to pay me. Y'all gonna have to pay little mama what she worth. They want to play. This is $1 billion company. I looked up y'all stocks and all that. Y'all making money. This company making money. I need to get paid like it. So that didn't happen. But anyway, fast forward. Then I put on them, what's up with a sign-on bonus then? Because I literally got like 10 people hired, and all of those people worked at that job a minimum of 6 months to 5 years. Minimum 6 months. So really, the people I'm bringing to them has a high retention rate. And I know within the company, that's a huge asset. A high retention rate will basically mean people aren't quitting when they come on the job. You don't get people working there 2-3 months and quit. They actually gonna stay there at least 6 months up to 5 years. And that's how long I was in the company, 5 years. And even when I left, the people that hired were still working there. I would go around and still in the stores and see them and say, hey, you still with the company? Yeah, because they did pay good initially, right? They paid at least $5 over whatever the jobs in the area was paying. They're going to pay you at least $5 more. But see, I thought that was good at first until I realized the money I actually was making them. So I started tracking the money I'm making them and said, if I'm able to make you thousands, you can't cut me in on that. It's not like I'm asking for money that I'm not deserving of. I know I was deserving of that money. And so they played with me on that. So what I'm saying about that is, I eventually was retired out. My ex of 7 years retired me out of that job. But I'm saying, ladies, that I ain't gonna lie, it was a good job. It was fun, but I come to work to make money. And then already I'm sacrificing time away from my family, which means my child, right? I wasn't married. Then when I got with my ex, okay, cool. And then, one like that. And the first year we was together, he retired me out that job. I don't even think we was together a whole year before he pulled me out that job. So, and said, what is, remember I told you, I talk it, I live it. Remember on the other lives I said, you got to ask, babe, I would love to be here with you. I'm just tired from working. I got to be at work. I was working all through the weekends and everything because that's when the shopper volume was high. And I wanted to, I'm focused on my money. I mean, more people, I could sell more stuff. Because I could get, my focus would begin getting commission-based pay. So then even the company turned around and played me on that. Like, well, now we're going to offer commissions, because they trying to say they weren't offering that at first. I know they was, but they were only offering it to management. Management will get a percentage off your commissions, not you. And the management the one out here busting butts, sampling juice, and putting coupons in people's hands? No, but they was doing field work. So I was like, So a lot of management's, her job was 80% the computer and 20% the field. So I said, mine is 80% field, 20% computer. So I know what I'm talking about. And y'all got me on here as employee of the month and number one sales. And I'm talking about like months, honey. They couldn't play with me for months. When I say I was serious, I really love the job. I like people. Y'all see, I like talking. So it was easy to demonstrate some stuff to people who already in that shop and already spending money. And I'm just convincing them by example of a demonstrated product. Hey, taste this juice. Do you like it? Okay, girl, here, go get it. I'm putting it in a cart, giving them a coupon in their hand and say, go ahead and get it, honey. It's $1 off today. It's $1.50 off. It's $2 off. Okay. I was recommending so many things to this company. I said sign-on bonus for when, if somebody refer somebody to get hired, they get hired, sign-on bonus. If them people get hired and the longer they would stay, they should get a retention bonus. Honey, come on. And if I'm training, I need a training bonus. And I want a sales commission. So it was all those things. And I guess that $1 billion company was like, nah, boo-boo, come on into management. And I said, no, I didn't want to go into management because guess what that means? Now y'all gonna run me ragged region. Which region means that you would, go to 3 or 4 different cities. Now I live in Virginia, so the cities are really close. They're really, really close. They're not huge like Chicago. They're small, way smaller. So you can visit like 5 cities in an 8-hour working day. You can, but you just think of the stress and the responsibility of that. And I was like, I don't need to go into management. Just make this position a better one. Just add benefits and perks to it. So, and then make it based on actual production, revenue, sales, make it based on you produce, we cut you in. That's it. And so, they didn't, when they finally put all that stuff into play, honey, I was good and gone. And let me tell y'all this one I'm going to say and wrap the story up because we at the end of that video anyway. That job, I had so much time I didn't use to take off. It was literally 3 months worth of time that I didn't use. It was family leave. It was days off. It was just vacation. Just so much time I never took because remember at this time when my child was much, much younger, I was a single mom at the time. So I was working a lot because I was my provider, right? So I was like, okay, now, as I continue, it just slipped me where I was going with that. But I'm gonna wrap up. Okay, so when I was trying to lead a job, I said, you know what? I said, damn, I can actually quit without quitting. Right now, I could quit later. And so I said, I got 90 days worth of time. Remember, I worked at this company 5 years, y'all. So I said, let me use this time. So I did before I left. So I said, I'm finna put in for every day. So I made a schedule because we did all this online, honey. I was on the line about 2 hours, putting all the dates in. It was a day for every single day that I would have been on that schedule. I put it for boom, boom, boom. A vacation day, a sick day, a FMLA day, whatever day they was agreeing to me, I got it. 90 days of stuff. So 90 days go past. So I'm not at work for 90 days, but I'm still getting paid. Now, one thing about it, all that time you could get paid if you be at the company for over a certain time. They pay you like half of your pay or something. Anyway, I was still getting some type of check for them over the 90 days. Okay. But remember, my ex retired me. So that means whatever money I was making, he made sure I had it. Like I was working, but I'm no longer in the workforce. Now I'm at home where I wanted to be. So as time goes on, I see that 90 days pass and they haven't like fired me or like made me quit or nothing. Like I kind of forgot about it because I was like traveling now. We living my best life. I'm happy. I'm actually happy. Got a peace of mind. I could do me. I ain't got to wake up every day trying to run to this job. So I was just happy in my home, being a mom, all that. So when I realized that, I said, dang, it's been about 5 months. I forgot to check back in on this job. Let me check. So I go check. I log in. My login still active, everything. So this is like employee, access to a system. So I'm like, dang, they ain't cut off my access. I was surprised. So I go through, I look. So, they give you direct messages that come through like company emails, but they come in as direct messages and they get logged. So I see I got all these messages. I'm like, what is all these messages about? So I look, and this is corporate asking me to come in for an interview again. Oh, we took your advice. We implemented some changes in some programs. We want to offer you a higher position. The district manager saying, please come back. Are you coming back to work? We want to know. We added training bonuses. We got people for you could train and make this money. So it's just all this, everything I was fighting them for to get. Now they're like, oh, we got it for you now. And I'm like, yeah, but now I see I don't want to be in this workforce no more. If you would have gave that to me while I was there, I probably would still be there because it would have been more worth it. But it was not. So I left that workforce and I said, dang, this is really tempting. So I thought on it a couple days. Yeah, I said, maybe I should go back. But I just love how I was there, like when my child, when he needed me and things like that. I was like, nah, you know what? If this company want me back like that, that means that I have these skills and abilities in myself, and I can bring it to pass as a company, as my own company. So I was like, I don't know, maybe let me see. So I said, I wonder if I don't quit, what they gonna do? Do y'all know for 1 year, I did not formally quit for a whole year until they forced me. Until they said, no, Levita, if you don't come back up here or if you don't finish out this paperwork, we just gonna have to terminate your employment. And I was like, maybe I could go get unemployment. Let me let them terminate it. But I didn't get unemployment. But I'm just saying that they sent me so many emails for that. Like, the company emails like, hey, to the point they was calling me, even a year later, they would not fire me. And I was like, it took them a year to terminate or have it when I think I said, okay, let me go on and bow out gracefully, with the formalized paperwork and everything, your formal 2-week notice or whatever. So I was on a book a year. And and you know what that showed me? I'm not valuing myself. And that's what that showed me. That's why I wasn't getting paid. I didn't know my worth, but that showed me my worth. And I said, you know what? If I'm able to impact $1 billion marketing company, which is still in existence today, and they have boomed in business based on my recommendations. And I'm not saying that, y'all. I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because like the company literally, the corporate headquarters is in Irvine, California for this company. And so they're in California. They were sending their corporate heads down to speak with me, audit me. So y'all got to understand, I was 100% in audits at all times. Stores was failing. That was the number one thing. Now, this before coronavirus. So this means like if you have a health and professional license, you are supposed to really be clean, no temperatures of food, keep your surfaces separate. You can't mix like cooked food from raw food, different things like that. So it should not be trash right by a prepping area, just stuff like that. So whenever I was audited, I passed. And that's because I learned that stuff like the back of my hand because I took it serious. I let that certification go too. It's called Safe Serve in Virginia. But basically it's a food and beverage license that you are licensed to handle food and beverage, which means safety concerns, like basically through OSHA and stuff like that. The health department, things like that, that you are literally taking responsibility for your health and others' health that's under your leadership or supervision, because you're saying that you understand the temperatures of food, cleanliness, separation of spaces, how to store it, you labeling, you understand these things. So because of that, we leaving it to you. You the responsible one when it comes to this. And so that certification in itself, when I looked that up and seen how much people could get paid from that, and I looked that up for people, how much they get paid when they work in like a cafeteria worker versus a certified food and beverage licensed person. I said, dang, these people making like that license alone is like a 30, 40,000. You started that much just from that license, that certification. So I'm like, man, I'm underpaid. Remember, I had that plus the alcohol, plus, killing in sales. And, I'm selling out of stuff. Like I sold out of stuff regularly. Like, they would send you the so-called, the stores that we worked at were supposed to send that item. They're supposed to make sure, now that's our corporate job. It's supposed to, in the district manager job, it's supposed to make sure that all the stores are overstocked with this product so it can be sold. Guess what? I sell it out. And so when I sell it out, I'm like, man, if I'm selling out, what really made me think about it, because at first I was doing stuff like juice and cookies and all that food type stuff, right? $3, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8 items. But I remember when that Keurig coffee thing first came out, and I remember that thing was like $200. It was like $200. I was like, who's gonna pay $200 for a coffee maker? A coffee maker, $10. So, but whatever it is, honey, when I started to understand marketing, no different. Just think about Starbucks. If you get a white cup that Starbucks chooses and you take their logo off, that cup of coffee might be $1. The minute you put Starbucks logo on it, the cup of coffee $7. It's coffee. But that's the power of marketing and promoting yourself, right? So I start to understand, like, I ain't understanding this for full scope for what it really is. Maybe I really need to really look into this. So now, honey, when I did, that's why I said, I can do this for myself. So that's what I'm saying. Just my accomplishments. And I ain't saying that to brag. I'm saying this because I'm a woman that's been through all of this. This is why I'm just so happy we done. Let me finish the video and I'll come back with my commentary. Finish the video, Levita. You got 30 seconds.
Hi, Taraji.
Mary J. Blige reveals her struggles with holiday depression. With your divorce 4 years ago, are the holidays harder for you now? Before the pandemic, America had a loneliness epidemic. Now, 20% of people are saying that they feel lonelier than before.
All right, that's it for that. So that's telling you, okay, let me stop sharing. So that's telling us that what? So y'all see, that was just Mary J. Blige on that. So Mary J. Blige finna tell us how she dealt with her divorce, her struggles, her everything. And we already know Mary was going through stuff in Mary music because Mary talk about it a lot in her music. But still, at the end of the day, we just got to realize that nobody is a superwoman. And everything that I come on here and I talk about, ladies, is because I've been through some things myself, and I rose out of them. But I had to understand every time is me addressing my thinking. I had to address my thinking. That's what I had to do. So as I address my thinking and remember, this is my solution to this, is number one, take on a new identity. At any time you could take on whatever identity you so choose, you so please, you could take it on. Now, I'm not saying women that's trying to be men trying to be women. I don't agree with trying to change your gender. You can really never do that. No matter if you get the surgery or not, you still born a man, you're a man. If you're born a woman, you're a woman. Okay? Whatever. So, and I'm just saying whatever for all the people that may want to beef me on that. Like, how y'all fighting with proven science? Like, you born a woman, you're a woman, you born a man, you're a man. Like, how are people mad when you say this? Like, it just shows you how destructive the world is adopting these destructive ideologies just based on, thinking that that's something that just should be seen as okay. That, grown men can literally be in the restroom with 6-year-old girls. How is that okay? How can we support that? It's like just some of the stuff we support. I just be like, if we don't see problems with that's how you know something is wrong in somebody's head, if they don't see nothing wrong with that. Okay, moving on. So what I'm saying is, honeys, any identity that you so choose to take on, you can take it on. If you want to decide that you could go from my personal story is go from tomboy to model. If you ask my people back in Chicago that knew me my whole life before I came to Virginia, they will say they were saying it. What, you went there and became a woman? Yes, I did. And I tell them, yes, absolutely. That's what happened. I actually came here and became a woman. I'm not embarrassed about that. So, before I was having pain and hurt. So I was so tough. And that's what Tamar said. She was tough. She didn't even know how to be vulnerable and be a weaker vessel than trying to be strong as a man, because you're not made to be an ox. So she didn't even know how to be that. And so when she presented herself as such, she said she was scared to do that because she was like, I've been trying to prove I was so strong all this time. So now when I need some support, I can't even act like it because I'm so busy keeping up this identity that is not serving me. No, it's not serving me. So this is what I'm saying, ladies. This message really is to my ladies. Gentlemen can watch this video too, but this is for my ladies. Okay. This is for my ladies. I'm just gonna shine a little bit. Okay. This is for my ladies. Let those identities that we got to be strong and independent. Independent means it can stand alone. You as a woman can't stand alone. You're not meant to stand alone. That ideology itself, we need to let it go. And I'm saying that because we can't stand alone for the simple fact we need a man to make a child. And all the issues that I talked about. Let me read off some more. I want to read off some issues to y'all. Who want to go through heart disease, stroke, hypertension, breast cancer, cervical cancer, uterine fibroids, premature delivery, sickle cell disease, STDs, HIV, AIDS, mental health issues, stress, anxiety, depression, eating disorder, sadness, hopelessness, worthlessness, sense of having to put more effort in than a white woman, racism, corporate America, glass ceiling, economic insecurity, less play, single motherhood, domestic violence, discrimination in hospitals, death from childbirth, maternal birth, right? Mortality among infants, being overweight, obesity, sexual trauma, forced abuse, or even shame, access to healthcare, no real food or produce, access to gyms, over drinking or smoking, and no access to a good gym, right? Planet Fitness ain't in the middle of everybody's neighborhood. You got to go on out to it. So with that being said, this is why I'm saying, who want to go through all that by themselves? Why would you want to go through that and not have no man to go through it with you? We should want more people that are just our children who, is probably traumatized from us, being toxic and not knowing it too. I know, I'm telling you, honey, I had to go to counseling. And I'm gonna go over and tell these, and then I'm gonna wrap up. The pregnant health issues. So this is also self.com. And let me tell y'all what article this is through self.com. So this through self.com is 11 conditions you should know about if you're Black and pregnant. So 11 conditions you should know about if you're Black and pregnant. And that's self.com for both of the articles that I'm reading from today. So this last one is saying these are the issues that you face being pregnant. And we still having a kid. So why would we think we don't need the men? We still having the kids. We still bearing children. That's a whole process. That's one of the toughest things a woman can put on her body is going through with a pregnancy, right? Because of all the issues that could come up from it, or even up to 12 months after the birth of the child. So let's look at this. Hypertension, preeclampsia, which is damage to your kidneys from hypertension. Eclampsia, which is damage to your kidneys from hypertension, but now you can add seizures on top of that. Fibroids, gestational diabetes, which basically means pregnancy diabetes. I remember all these tests when I was pregnant. They said, we taking this just to see if, you got diabetes while you're pregnant diabetes. I'm like, really? Is that a thing? Like, yeah. Peripartum cardiomyopathy, which is heart failure. Okay, I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Cardiomyopathy, which is heart failure while you're pregnant. And that says that you are subject to that in your 9th month pregnant up until 6 months your child is birthed. And then also stroke, right? Y'all know stroke is no blood to the brain. Postpartum hemorrhages, blood loss after birth. I had to break these down in plain terms. Even though I'm in the healthcare field, I had to break these down in plain terms and tell you what it is because, you know, all that medical jargon trip us up sometimes. So just knowing what that sounds like, you know, what that is without knowing what the word means. Yeah, we don't always know what the word means. Okay. So let's look at venomous thrombolism. Venomous thrombolism, which is blood clots in your veins. Okay, pulmonary embolism, blood clots in your lung. All right, preterm birth, premature birth, basically. My baby came too early. Okay, postpartum depression, anxiety, and other mental health conditions, even bipolar disorder in pregnancy. Postpartum bipolar disorder, all this can happen to you after having a child. Now, who wants to go through this by themselves? And the last one is maternal mortality, which simply means I can die from childbirth, which we do. Think of Serena Williams' story. I'm gonna upload it eventually, but I did a show on that when I was on the radio, and I did a whole 2-hour show on why we as women should stop with this "we so strong," because even in healthcare we discriminated against. And where did these ideas start anyway? And it started with us adopting it, but also it started before that when I forgot that doctor name. I'm gonna have to re-upload that show, but no, like re-upload it to YouTube and stuff. But the doctor, he said that women don't feel pain. And so they will not give us anesthetics. They don't stitch us up correctly. You know, they're not double checking us for all these things. So, you know, it's just like, oh, you okay? You'll be okay. Go home. So that's why I'm saying that as a woman, you have to be so aware of your body, of the slightest thing, because if you're not, you know, you could really pay for that with your life. So with Serena Williams' story, her story was really like, you know, she forced the hospital to make her stay there. This is why, ladies, we saying making money don't make a difference, really, because even look at that with these other ladies, Taraji, Tamar, and all these, they got all these millions of dollars, Mary J. Blige, and then, you know, Serena is a billionaire. She's married to a billionaire. So she's a billionaire, right? So how can we, you know, understand what we face? And I didn't know all of this until I really looked it up when I got in the field of healthcare. I said, now who want to go through this if we ain't got to by yourself? And I'm in the field of healthcare, so I transitioned. I'm not in the hospital, but I transitioned to private care, which simply means, you know, I'm like, I do private care. So if somebody need a caregiver privately, I'll do it. Not now. I don't do private care anymore, but I was. And I was taking care. It was always old ladies that didn't have husbands. And I said, you know what? Do I want to be an old lady with no husband? You know, it's not that they family ain't around. They family be around, but they need daily, you know, care. Like 8-10 hours, somebody there with them, getting them through the day. And if we don't have husbands or people to help us help one another, we got to hire these people. But just think if you had a husband, but you could still hire somebody. Yeah. You be a little healthier. It's a little more help. Any help is good. So this is what I'm saying, ladies, that we really need to recognize that we really don't want to sign up for this strong independent, because it's literally killing us, sending us to early graves. It's literally putting us in hell, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. So my advice to everyone is, number one, this is the solution. We're going to get those networks. Until my network is fully formed and I promote it out, use Boris L. Henson Foundation. Go to Taraji page, Peace of Mind with Taraji. That's the name of that Facebook page. Y'all go to that page and, you know, look up a mental health professional and utilize one. I definitely say, you know, it's worth it, because you could do those sessions at home now from your computer. So it shouldn't be no excuse not to, you know, the access to it. And then next is, you know, address your identity. Are you really keeping this destructive ideology that's keeping you with this workhorse mentality, working yourself into an early grave. It's not making you the better version of yourself because it's pushing you away from being the loving mother that you are and made to be. Loving mother, wife, servant of men, of your man. That's what we made to literally be his helpmate. How we gonna help him and serve him, be feminine and submissive if we working ourselves down to the grave? The worst thing is to be working yourself in the grave and have bad health. You know, you got a bad attitude and bad health. We don't want that. So we saying, you know, and we're trying to force our men to accept this from us, and that's not their job to do that. They shouldn't have to accept that. They should want to accept feminine, submissive, cooperative, fit, healthy-minded, happy, positive, fun, friendly women. So this is what I'm advocating so we can keep our families together. But it started with the Change With Us lady. Again, I recommend Taraji for doing this show. I love it. I'm going to continue to watch it. It's great. It is better than, I hate to pin one against the other, but it's better than Table Talk, honey. That Table Talk, because Jada Table Talk, because these women are literally getting help, and then she's passing them on to access to help, more help. And we need help. I need help. I ain't gonna even act like I got it all together. No, honey, I do not got it all together. I got a whole support system that I lean on. Okay? So to even bring y'all these lives, I get mad support to do this. Mad support. Crazy support. Like, really. That's what keeps me doing it. That's what gave me the motivation to come off the radio and do my own show once again. You know, do my own thing again. It gave me the confidence to do so. So that's why I'm saying, like, a support system is everything, ladies. It's really, really, really important. But the bigger the support system or the stronger it is based on the better version you are yourself. Because if people support you, you should be able to functionality support them back. You know, they don't got to be the same way, but you know, if somebody come in, you know, watch my shows, share them, comment on them. If they have a show, I'm gonna go watch their show, share it, comment on them. I mean, you know, it ain't got to be tit for tat, but I'm just saying if it's reasonable for me to do, I'll do it. Now, if somebody come loan me $10,000, I'm gonna say, wait till I flip it, I get your money back. Don't ask me before that. I ain't got $10,000 to give you. That's why I'm asking you. So we understand help is not gonna be, you know, equal. But at least it can be apples to oranges. Whatever you reasonably can do, you do that. And we all reasonably can kill this mindset of what? Strong, independent, and don't need no man. Can't nobody tell me nothing. I know it all. Because it's literally killing us. So I love that we can have a space now to come together. It's people that look like us, that understand issues that we have. Okay, so y'all know little mama Levita V really went through it too. So I ain't on here just talking, what y'all should do, this what y'all think. Y'all better, you know, sometimes I do go on to women and just say, you know, hey, women, this is what we really need to do. But because it started with us, we got to understand we the legacy holders. We the soil. We absorb it all. The man is the seed. But anything that don't support that man, I ain't with it. Anything that ain't talking about keep that family together, man, woman, child, the true trinity, I ain't with it. Anything that say, just as a woman, you could be everything and you don't need nobody for nothing, I ain't with it. Anything that say, oh, we ain't worried about that man, we don't need no man, I ain't with it. Oh, men can be women can be men, I ain't with it. So we got to understand when something is threatening us, the family, and our precious children. Transgenderism threatens our precious children. Do y'all think I was saying my son is gone now? But I mean, not gone, away. Let me correct that. Cut, cancel, delete, destroy. You will not. My son is away at school. So basically saying, y'all think though, let's just say if I had a child, let's say my child was 6 years old. Do you think, like if I had a daughter, really, I say daughter. Do y'all think I want to send my 6-year-old daughter to school that's in class with a 38-year-old man that talking about he's a woman? Do y'all think I feel safe sending my daughter to school like that? And then what about if that's the gym teacher? You know, you got to change clothes. And then they could share the bathrooms with them, the locker rooms, the showers. Okay, let's go older. What about my child 16, 14, and they in high school and the coach is a man, but born a man, saying, I'm a woman and I'm all in the locker room with y'all. Knowing they got totally different body parts, what can happen? What type of trust will be built up to later be destroyed? And, if they ever got violated, what would that do to that child? Is that protecting childhood when we support these things? This is why we have to understand you can't just support any old trend of the day. Look at that and say, what is really going to be at expense if I support this? We should not support that. I'm just saying I don't. And that's why it's logical reasons that I think everybody should have realized, but I guess they don't. And it's like, oh, that's hate speech. GTH. GTFH. I mean, OF. OH. GTF. Okay. GTF. OH. To that. When you say that. I'm protecting my child and all the children. Because y'all got to remember, just like police, if one of them poison, they poison all of them. So we not protecting one child and that child could be poisoned. That means all of the children could be unprotected, violated, and poisoned. No, then where do we get the innocence? Then where do you get innocence from? The innocence gonna be lost. And it's already under attack. So that's my show for y'all today. Thank y'all for joining me. Oh, my live cut off. It been cut off, but I kept going because it's recording, so that's fine. This is just be an uploaded video. So I'm gonna upload it to Facebook. I'm gonna also upload it to YouTube. Pretty soon I have my website finished. I'll start uploading my content there. If you want to support me and my content, please you can friend me on Facebook at Levitathatmodel Jones on Facebook, and then also Levitathatmodel on Instagram, even though I removed my Instagram app. So I had to log into it with the changes from December 20th. I played that video at the beginning of this video. And then what else today? Well, no. And then also, if you want to support, I have to share my cash out. I know people ask me all the time, but DM me first. Just DM me. I don't like putting it out there. Maybe I have to get another cash out because it was some, and I'm saying that because somebody actually scammed me through cash out. Like they hacked one of my real friends in life account and was like, girl, send me some money. And I did. And she told me it was not her. Like when I called her, like, you okay? I know you asked for the money for that reason. I just checked to see was you okay. She was like, I ain't asked you for no money. I was like, yes, you did earlier. She's like, no, I didn't. I said, through your cash app and I sent it. She's like, you ain't sent me no money. I said, yes, I did. Honey, we had to open a whole fraud case. So that's why I just don't like just giving my cash app out. But if you want to make a donation, that's fine. DM me through social media. Even my email address is seemissjones@gmail, seemissjones@gmail.com if you want to email me. So we'll work that out. Maybe I can find some other ways to accept donations and stuff like that. Set up something a little more, protected. So, but thank you all for staying with me, rolling with me, all the support I'm getting. I'm just so happy that women, we have a space, we have a place, we have the visual representation of what this look like. So now Taraji has made it cool, honey, to heal, baby. It's sassy. Hey, it's so sexy to get healed and be okay and be all right. Yes, baby. So, all right. Remember, take on the identity. Did I recap? Take on a new identity, because with a new identity comes a whole new set of behaviors. So if you take on feminine woman, I say that's it. That's my whole identity, feminine woman. I know I don't come across as the most feminine on my life, but honey, when I tell you, when it comes to a man and how I'm talking to him, I'm a little kid. Hey, big daddy. Y'all see my voice change? Y'all see I got this voice. Hey, how y'all doing? This my podcast. This is my live voice. This is my big daddy voice right here. This is my big daddy voice. Hey, big daddy. How you doing? That's my big daddy voice right there. That's what he hear from me. Feminine woman. Feminine little kitten. Protected. They need protection and looking after and providing. Yeah. And I get it done. and he willingly does it, right? That's how we need to understand. That's how this gonna go on. So, all right, I'm gonna wrap it up. Again, peace and love to everybody. During this time is mental health, because you know the loneliness already would have been extended with corona, as the lady talked about as she wrapped up in the video. Please reach out to your loved ones, call them, check on them, be around them. Y'all, we gotta stop listening to people talking about don't go around your family. Man, go around your family. Be with your family. Be there for them. We already single enough. We separated enough. We need to come together. Okay. All right. I love everybody, and that's my job today. All right, peace.